Hello, everyone. This is Kathleen, and I am here to give you another tag template. Um, so many of you responded to my questions and told me that you really enjoyed the tag templates. So I'm pleased about that. And I have another one for you. So I actually have, several kind of in the wings. I just have to space them out because, sooner or later I'm going to run out of ideas. Maybe not. Hopefully not. We'll cross our fingers. Anyway, so this one is going to be number 6, and I'm calling it Long Lines. And so we're going to use trash. We're going to use these cutoff strips, that we always have sitting in piles at our cutting station. And then we'll do, some little embellishment, possibly. But the principle that is behind this template is the element of art called line. And that's why I'm calling this Long Lines. So let me just give you a little short, simple lesson about line. Line is probably the number one fundamental of the fundamentals. There are, 7 or 8 elements of art, 8 or 9, sometimes 12, depending on who you talk to, principles of art. But these are just kind of ideas that over the years, artists have developed to be able to explain and create art that is meaningful. And anyway, line is one of the elements of art, and it affects every other aspect. Every other element of art is affected by line. And so if we understand food through taste, and we can explain taste to someone, who has experienced food, who understands food, then there's a correlation there. It's the same between we can understand the way we hear through conversation and other voices and music and, sounds. We can understand art through line. And just so that you know, a definition of line in art is a mark that's made by any tool. It generally has a beginning and it moves through space and has an end. And so there are a number of different types of lines. There's straight lines, curved lines, long lines, short lines, contour lines, which is like an edge line. So this is a line. A contour line is the line around the edge of this shape. There's dotted lines, dashed lines, thin lines, thick lines, and there is also something called an implied line, which is, it's kind of created, this implication is created through the space around it or through the direction that your eye travels. You can change a line by its length, by its width, or by its direction. So that's a little bit about line. And so here's your homework. If you want a little homework, just go on to Google and like the Museum of Art somewhere, like Santa Fe Museum of Art. And just look at paintings and see if you can identify lines in them. It's interesting to just kind of look for lines. You can go outside and look for lines. Lines are everywhere. It's what defines something. Something is made through its lines. So the template that I'm going to show you how to do is, like I say, I'm calling it Long Lines because we're going to create lines through that are vertical and long. And we're just going to do that using all these strips together. So here's an example that I've made. So you can have these little shapes in the patterns, but the lines is what defines this. Okay, even the cursive here, the dream, is on its side and is going in a line. Okay, here's another one, another example of lines coming up. And this has a little bit of acrylic paint that is kind of smeared and just kind of soften and mix the patterns in the back. So the patterns in this card are less defined than the lines in this card. And you will notice that these lines are interrupted. Here's even this stamp. Those lines are very long, but these lines are interrupted by this focal point. So this becomes a focal point partly because it is different. It is contrasting. It's startling almost in the placement where all of the other lines are long. Okay, so I have kind of saved us some time by creating some tags ahead of time. We're going to decorate these. Let me just show them to you, and then I'll show you how to make it. So here's one. So I've just arranged these strips into the long lines. It's kind of fun when you can find stripes in paper, but you do need to be kind of careful using these to get them on straight so that your line is not, going off, unless you do that deliberately. We might do something kind of wonky and in a deliberate way, and that's just fine too. It just adds a different look. There's these little circles, but they're all lined up, and so it still forms a line. Okay, several different patterns. I would be a little careful about using large patterns because then the lines are going to interrupt, and you want to keep these, for this template anyway, you want to keep the lines going long. Here's one that is a little bit on the steampunk side, hopefully. Here's one that's kind of just botanical and soft and romantic, kind of floral. And here's the last one. I've used some music, lines going vertically. Okay? All right, so let's put those aside for the moment. And then I'll show you how to create it. All right, so you just get a tag, any size. Let me just measure. These are 3 1/4 by 5 and just a little bit over 5 1/2. Some of them are a little longer. I just make them out of file folder. All right, so I think I want another steampunk one, so I'm going to use some book page. And I sometimes, especially if the paper is thin, I will use glue stick. Okay, so see this picture, I wouldn't want to use that because that's going to interrupt the line. So we're going to put that on the bottom. But in general, as I was saying, what to use, in general, I think it's best to use actually, I'm going to put this on this side. I want to have something that helps me, get it. Certainly the first one needs to be put on straight because the other ones are going to butt up against it. Okay, so that's good. Let's just trim this off so that it's not interfering in the way we see things. Okay, and then I think we'll do a brown one right here. If the paper is heavier, I would prefer to use Fabri-Tac because it will hold the papers on to the card better. Sometimes with glue stick, later you come back and the glue, as the card bends and flexes, it maybe you've had this happen, it kind of shifts and cracks and comes up. So I would prefer to use Fabri-Tac and make sure that it's on there really good. All right, now what else have we got? We could do this. Oh, we could do this. Yeah, I think we'll do this. So now I'm just going to put the glue directly on the tag. And then when I put, I'll show you, when I put the paper on, I kind of slide it to smear the glue and make sure that it smushes underneath there. Okay, so there's 3, which makes 5 long lines. We're probably going to increase that, but now we're going to come on the other side and trim these off. This is the kind of work that really gums up your scissors. Yeah, so I'm going to need to clean my scissors after this session because, good grief, they're horrible. They've gotten really dirty doing this kind of thing. All right. Okay. Oh, see, this is an interruption down here. I don't like that. So we're going to put another line to cover that edge because I don't want that. You can see that it just kind of interrupts the line. All right, we're going to put this on this far edge. That reduces it to just that much space, and we may even reduce it further. I don't know, we'll see. It may not be quite as noticeable. And I try hard not to have a corner like this, only because then it's kind of hard to keep that stuck down. All right, let's see. We could put a smaller one. I think let's put some washi tape. So we're going to create an implied line with this washi tape because all of these little hands are going to be pointing in a direction, and it's going to make our eye travel in a line. That's what's meant kind of by an implied line. Put that right over that. Okay. All right, I like that. And that, see, that reduces that space there and makes it almost unnoticeable. Okay. All right, now to punch the hole. Come back and punch that and get a little hole protector. Good. Okay, now it just needs to have the corners rounded. And it needs some distress. Sorry to shake. And I'm sorry again for my cough. It just won't go away until the allergies ease off. All right. Ooh, I like that. Yeah, that's pretty. I think that's really nice. I really do. And I like this repetition here because with repetition, and certainly with the finger that's pointing, your line just travels, or your eye just travels up that line. Okay, so there's that one. So that's how you make it. It's simple. And, you know, you also come on the back and, you know, define the line around the edge. All right, and then now let's decorate these. So I think that in general, you don't have to decorate them, honestly. I think that's pretty just on its own. But if we want, we can just tie a bow and I honestly think that's good. I don't know that it really needs much else. I think that would look great in a pocket. That needs some glue, but anyway, and that's too long, so cut that one off. So that, I think that looks good, just like that. But we can put something else on it. I have some little decorations over here that are, I'm trying to keep them, you know, long and in kind of a length. So this is a sticker that is lace, and it's dimensional. You can feel it's textured. I guess that's what I'm gonna say. I think that we'll just put this along this edge. We'll leave another little line right there at the edge. That's going to create a second one. So there's another line right there. But that isn't straight. There. I may have to come back and glue that down. There, that's good. I think that looks good. Okay, so that one's finished. Now for this one, actually let's do this one, this steampunky one. I want to use this on there, unless Nope, there's not enough of that left. Good grief. Oh, maybe there is, because I kind of like this. It's very steampunk. So I think we'll put this on there too. I don't know what that dye is. It's a little bit of pink. Probably just means you're running out of this. Go get some more. All right, and then put this on top of that. If I can get it off. It's one of those washi stickers, and oh my gosh, one never knows if you can manage it. There we go. Ah, got it. All right. I'm going to put this right there. Okay, I like that. Let me get my phone folder here. Make sure that's stuck down well. Okay, good. There's another one done. All right, now this one. Oh, I was going to tell you. So you can, like with the fingers that are pointing up, you can create these implied lines. So these are just some little bee stickers I've had in my stash for probably 20 years maybe. So we're going to use them on this one, and we're going to put them just along this line. There's 5 of them, and we're going to make a repeated pattern. Along that line. That's too close. Maybe I need to put them, let's see, this way, then that way, then this way, then that way. So this one, that way, that way, that way. Oh, we've got uneven anyway. So I don't know. We'll do 3 and see how that goes. I don't know. I don't know that I'm liking this. I don't think I want more than 3. Maybe not even 3. I don't know. But you can see the point that I was trying to make is that you can imply a line by repeating these kinds of things up a straight line. But I'm not sure I like that yellow. So I think we're going to take them off. And go with something different, like maybe that. Or maybe we'll just leave it. I kind of like that. Honestly, let's put it aside. We'll decide. This one, we can put something like that on it. Yeah. Or we could do green stamps, but they're not green. Oh, I don't mind this, actually. But you know, honestly, I just kind of like it that way. Again, with a bow or a chain with a charm. I think I'll leave that one. All right. What about this on here? That's pretty. And I pulled this out because of the long, these are not straight lines, but they're still long lines, long vertical lines. I think we'll put that on there. And then I want to show you another easy technique that's just, it just makes it look really cool. It's texture paste. I think you've seen me do it before, but all right, there we go. I kind of like that better than the bees, honestly. I kind of like bees. I think maybe a stamp would be better though. All right. Or a butterfly maybe. Okay, back in the drawer they go. All right, now this one, I think maybe that. Oh, I like that. I like that on that one. Yeah, I think we're going to do that. Whoops. And I know for a fact that these stickers do not stick. So I'm going to put glue on because I don't want it to pull up. It's a cardstock sticker, and so it's already likely to move on its edge. So there we go. Yeah, I like it. Again, it's a tall kind of an element, and so it continues just that feeling of the lines, that these long vertical lines. Okay, all right, so those are done, and then I have this last one, so we didn't use these themes. This last one, oh my word, if I can pick it up, put those over here, and I'm going to get the texture paste out, and I'm just going to put this design up. So when I created this card, I made this part wider so that it would accept that this texture on it. So let me line this up, and then line this up. And I want a little piece of tape. Put just to hold that down. And down here at the bottom. Okay. And get a little bit of texture paste. And then we're going to smash that right down there. Okay, now I need to clean this off. Put the lid back on this. And then we're going to pull this up. There we go. There it is. Now, I need to clean that off. Baby wipe. Smooth that up there for a minute. If you let that dry, it's just a beast to get it clean. So, yeah, it's always better to clean that off right away. This stencil I got at Hobby Lobby in the United States. So, yeah, okay. So there's that. And once it dries, I will probably sand just a tiny bit to take the rough edges off. And then I will distress it to take the white back just a little bit. So, okay, there's tag template number 6, long lines. And here's our finished tags. So this is this one. I might come back and put, texture on this one too. I don't know. We'll see. But I kind of like that. Just plain. So there they are. Long lines.